Wow, there's all the chat there. There it is. All right. Hey, I can see Bernardo there. All right. Vexus, you were talking, and I don't hate you. This is just being, you know, I wasn't ignoring you. Wild puppy attack. Hey, all right, I can see everything now. All right, let me do a shout out. There we go. I can actually do things now. Awesome. The Wasteland Puppy, there you are. Let's give you a little shout out. Oh, welcome to the chat room. I feel so loved. All right, everyone. So development's going well. I have most of the rewrite done for the new 2.0 update for Magic. I rewrote the system for the utility blocks. I changed some things behind the scene, like everything unlocks at a different pace now. And we are currently going through this spreadsheet here because I am condensing 4 tiers of spells into 3 tiers of spells. So I need to migrate everything over so I have a clear list of like the unlocks, and then I can start, you know, pushing the spells to the grimoires and redoing that. So hooray! And that's kind of what we're doing. I'm trying not to lose any spells. I may lose a spell or two, but I'll figure it out. And I may rename some of the spells, like Rust Riposte, Fire Riposte. I kind of had the idea of it being more of a spike shield. How's that affecting balance? Well, the problem is when you unlock magic, you get a bunch of stuff thrown at you. You have to learn the magic mana system, you have to learn the nexus system, you have to learn about stabilizers, you have to learn about the ritual system, you have to learn about, you know, synthesis, right? So by the time you're tier 2, you're pretty much making your first grimoire anyways. So instead, I decided to put in a different system, right? And then you got to learn world magic in there as well, right? So now you're going to unlock magic. You're going to create a new kind of staff, the apprentice staff, which doesn't have any spell slots or anything. It just casts transmutation. You will learn world magic next, and then you will hop right into synthesis. You'll use world magic to create specialty staves, right? So this is the projectile staff. It's a low-cost spell. It's going to just get magic in your hands a lot faster. That way you can start feeling like a mage. So you'll have a couple of spells to start off with, and then at tier 2 you'll unlock your grimoire. You'll start researching spells, things like that. It's also a stat squish. It kind of is, because instead of dividing things out into 4 levels, right, and then spreading out what the maximum values are, some spells are going to get more powerful. So, you know, it's going to be rebalancing those stats as well. And all of that starts with, you know, this right here, right? Making the spreadsheet. What spells unlock at tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. Tier 4 is going to have a lot of invocation spells. And I was just thinking about it. So, for this riposte spell, I don't think I should have different elemental damage modifiers for it. I think it should just be a base, like, spike shield, right? I could call it spike shield or thorns, maybe. But maybe, because it's just a damage shield. Who cares if it does a fractional point more damage, right? I think I could get rid of, like, almost all of this right here. Boom. I rated onto you because based on one thing and only one thing. I saw a spreadsheet. You know, the spreadsheet, that's the way to do things, right? Spreadsheets are awesome. So I'm thinking, right, this should just be Spike Shield. Right? I could do Spike Shield 1. Boop. I think a lot of those other spells were kind of useless. We made the right decision. I think we made the right decision. Bam. So those are the alteration spells. And you know what? That kind of makes sense. I was like asking for opinions before, and I didn't see any chat come in. So I was like, oh, no one must be there. Everyone's gone. All right, I'd say this is pretty... This is looking better. So instead of like 22 spells in the beginning tier 1, you will have 40... I didn't have enough understanding to comment. See, I can see chat now. Still relatively new to the mod. This is gonna hit the spells pretty hard. Pretty hard. And if anyone has a suggestion, like right now there are 5 spells at tier 1. If anyone has any other suggestions on spells, I can add them in and just kind of keep spooling out stabs. So, yay! My one thing was the Aurora question, but yeah. Well, what do you mean? Aurora question. I haven't seen chat at all, probably since I started live streaming again. So if you had a question, you may want to retype it, because I didn't see it. I thought it was weird how quiet it was. I'm like, we have all these people here, like, no one's saying anything? Alright, so... I think tier 2 is good. Tier 2 is good. So 43, 42, 41, 40... So there are now 39 spells that you can get at tier 2 when you unlock Grimoires. Aurora Borealis affecting the Light Nexus positively as a possibility. I live far north for the lights, and daylight is a premium in the winter. I don't think you can have it to where the Aurora would affect the Light Nex or the Light Nexus. It's a nighttime effect. It's a nighttime effect. Yeah, lighttime being a premium. Yeah, right. I'm not sure how to go about something like that. I mean, it makes it to where the Dark Nexus would be great to use, right? You get a lot of Dark Torches. I don't know. I don't know what the... because it's weird. Like, if this was Minecraft, I would have biomes that I could hook into, right? And I can say, well, if you're in a certain biome, like a winter tundra or whatever, right? And you get less, like, if you get less daylight, then if you're in this biome, maybe offset the lighting a little bit. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions, but the Aurora Borealis, that's just a skybox effect. There's not really a way I can tap into that unless I start getting fancy with, like, if you're above a certain, like, you know, towards the polar caps. But even then, that gets kind of weird, right? And then what? Your Light Nexus works in the dark. How does that work? You know? Have to make steel once before I mod VS to the heavens. But, yeah. Do you want to make mods, or you just mean use mods? Make mods! Alright, so we'll get Spike Shield, we'll get Corpse Explosion. I think that's going to be pretty good, right? Because we'll have all of this, and then Tier 4 will unlock the AoEs. I think this is better. This is a lot better. So we'll have Plunder, Silent Steps. Let's look at the Tier 3 spells here. So Butcher, Velocity and Regeneration are going to be tier 4 stuff. So I think everything's fine there. I think I just migrated Featherfall and Growth. Yes, I did. So those are in there. Okay, so Conjuration. What do we got? Bind Affinity, Surface Ascent, Kindle, Summon Light. Oh, we got Cleansing Light we got to migrate over. Corpse Swap. Yep, I got these two as well. That's where those spells went. I thought it felt light. There we go. That is looking a lot better, right? So you'll have Summon Light, Surface Ascent, Summon Light, Surface Ascent, and then Kindle, and then Bind Affinity, Corpse Swap, and Cleansing Light. It's a super localized effect, though, so wasn't sure how that was done. It could try and get some kind of positioning. Only happens around glaciers. Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, the Aurora Borealis, like, it goes all night long, right? So the light nexus would be broken at that point because you could just run it 24/7. You know, and then you would get the benefit of having the dark nexus running all the time too. So I gotta... And the whole reason why the light nexus has its cutoff and it's as slow as it is because it's an infinite generation thing. You know, so it's like your light nexus is the easiest to come by for essence. The neutral, it costs items, so you can like burst it, but it's average, right, for the amount, because you're trading something. And then the dark is the hardest to fill, but potentially the most rewarding one, right? But it's going to be in like those extreme bursts of like darkness and having high rift activity. I don't know. If we could think of some other way, I don't mind. You know, I almost thought of creating something like a sunstone and a moonstone. And depending on what you socket into the nexus, this was my idea, right? So if you socket a sun or a moonstone into the light nexus, it would reverse the time for it. Right? So it would only generate in the dark. And then if you put a sunstone in the dark nexus, it would eat creatures only during the day. I didn't know if that would have been confusing to people or if it was something that would be wanted anyways. You know what I mean? Have it like, you know, like a sunstone, moonstone kind of thing. But, you know, just to, like, invert it, right? But then, I mean, you could have these, like, right next to each other, right? And then have one that works all the time in the day, all the time at the night. It would be the same thing with this. And then those stones wouldn't really matter with the neutral nexus. It would only be locked into these two. That's true. Stick a dark underground, especially in a locust area, and they fill fast. Yeah, exactly. You know, there are ways to like cheese it still, but the Nexus types are pretty great already. Thank you. Yeah, that's a tough one to get right. It's a tough one. But yeah, I had the idea of like the Sunstone and the Moonstone. But I think that would have worked better if I did not have, you know, like a light nexus and a dark nexus. If I just had a nexus in here, and then depending on what you socket in, right, it would work differently. You know what? Maybe it would work with the light nexus, having a sunstone and moonstone. Hey, Wasteland Puppy, thanks for the follow. Don't get me wrong, I love the mod. No, this is Cleric. I live stream mod development to get feedback. Trust me, if you think something sucks, tell me. You know, like, this doesn't feel good, right? Like, it's, you know, I can only playtest so much, and I'm really close to it, right? So it's like, I know what I'm trying to go for, but if it's not translating and other people don't see it, then, you know, like, it took so long for me to start, you know, rearranging. You know, like it's starting to do a lot of this deep stuff. Now's the time to give me the feedback so I don't have to do the work twice. But I could make something in here where it's like the light nexus, right? And then maybe like if you put a sunstone in, it would be during the day, or if you socket a moonstone in, you know what I mean? So it would work at night. So, you know, collecting like moonlight, right? Or what I could do is have a have like a building like kind of ritual, right? So this is, let's build something here. There, good enough. Right, so to enhance these, right, so you put your caps on to improve them, and then you would, you know, put your runes around, right, to turn it on. Now it's generating light. I could make a moonstone like a block that you would put down. Right? Some kind of crystal. Right? Just pretend. You know, maybe something like that could convert it to work only at night. Right? So it's a light nexus that takes moonlight now. I don't know. What do we think? Would that work? Would it be too broken? Dark Nexus is my favorite. I actually really like the Dark Nexus too. I like it. I kind of, what I want to do is, I want to change the model a little bit. Like, I like the Nexus as it is, but I think I want to change the model to, like, maybe the light looks different, and then maybe the dark looks different, not just a reskin, but a new model. That way the dark looks more like sinister, you know what I mean? And then the light may look, I don't know, more holy. I don't know. I like the idea. Potentially opens the door for lunar magic. If people can pitch me an idea, I was willing to put mana bread. You know, like mana bread into this mod, but no one gave me a good system to add magic to cooking. If someone can think of like, but on the flip side, right, if there's going to be lunar magic, it's gotta, all I ask for is that it is balanced, you know what I mean? And what would lunar magic look like, right? How would it be different than world magic? How would it be different than the grimoire system, right? What would lunar magic be? Because right now you research spells, right? And you make your, you know, you make your grimoires, and then you could socket them, right? And then you can pick your spells and cast your spells, you know. So it's got to work within this kind of system. So if you could think of something, yeah, let me think on it. Yeah. Shoot me. Oh yeah, Moobot is sick. I do want to migrate over to my personal Discord off of the Vintage Story one. I can't pin anything, like, and it's a waste having. I want to go to one place for this stuff. So let me get the Let me log into Moobot and see if I just need to like re-log in, because I miss having Moozy randomly saying that's what she said. All right, Moozy, connect. All right, Moobot, let's do exclamation Discord. Hey! All I had to do, Bernardo, all I had to do was just log back in. You got it back. Aren't you happy? Your friend's back, Bernardo. Lunar magic would just be specific synthesis or transfigurations would need cast under moonlight. Again, right? Like what would it transfigure, right? What would it the first spell could be, you know, a conversion of the light nexus. Because maybe instead of crystals, maybe it's just a ritual and it spawns off another type of light nexus. Oh, okay. Okay. Moobot, I missed you so much. Alright, I gotta find a tent in the garage, so I'm going to be like 5 minutes AFK. There we go. That's why I make a personal channel within my Discord that no one can see. Yeah, I'm gonna start to use my personal Discord a lot more. Because like I said, it was nice putting in like the vintage story thing, but really, I have so little control over it. I have some ideas, but I wait till you're back. Hop into the Discord, and you know you can send me direct messages with it too. I get a lot of direct messages. Yeah, everyone destroy everything while he's gone. I'll be right back, everyone. Shouldn't take long. All right, I am back. It's so warm outside. Okay, he hates us anyways. Hey. Anything blow up here? Are my chips gone? Are my food gone? Welcome back, hater. Hey, I brought you, Moobot, the love of your life. I'm not sorry to say I hate your chips. Nah. Alright, sent you the most immediate ideas. Sweet. Hey-o. I accept. Lunar Bridge. Do you mind if I read these out loud before I go? Because it looks like you got some neat things here. Go for it. All right. I just like to make sure, right? Hey, where did my music go? We'll just put this on. We'll get ads every once in a while, but... All right, Lunar Bridge. A bridge like your ward system that only appears at night. And what do you mean by that? Like, how only of Lunar Bridge? So it would be a block that would only appear at night? Or is it like a placeable block that you would put down and it would be like, is it think Halo Shield Bridge? I haven't played Halo. So it would be like this, right? Because technically these are solid. And you would have, like, you know. Yeah, so you could, like, walk across it? Alright, and would it be... I mean, so would it be like a block? Like, would it be a block that you make through a lunar ritual? Or would it be, you know... Because I'm not sure if I can make a block where, like, it exists only in a certain time of day, because remember, this is a mesh, like a grid of blocks, so it's going to have to be air or, you know, something, right? So it's got to be, if it's a placeable block in the mesh, it's got to be a solid block. Yeah, see, I like the idea of making this kind of block a block that everyone can use. Your wards go away when not powered on, though? Yeah, but it replaces the air block with my ward block. And then when you pause it, it erases the blocks. So if you're thinking about, like, it sounds like you want me to make a ward block that doesn't go up and down, that goes, like, out, like a bridge, right? But in that case, it wouldn't matter if it's day or nighttime. It would still be, you know, it would work like this, right? So it would exist during the day if it's powered. Do you think, is that what you meant? Like, should I make it, would this be more of a new utility block? Oh, so yeah, so it would be a utility block that you could only spawn at night? That's not a bad idea. And I can have it to where you do some kind of lunar magic ritual. All right, clairvoyance, particle effects on quartz veins containing ore. So like a beam, probably like above ground within a certain... Yeah. I think I could do that. It would just be a matter of looking to see where... I'd have to do it by chunk, like separating out and like scanning certain chunks. But yeah, I mean, I could do something like that. All right, so we're getting some ideas here for lunar magic. Temporal exchange. Change items into their temporal type. Perhaps a number of gears with reagents for a temporal gear. Late game gimmick. Yeah, you realize synthesis already does that? Yeah, synthesis already does that. So I would prefer people to use synthesis instead of a world magic. Or, you know, lunar magic for it. Brilliance, cast at night, makes your staff glow like a light torch. That's a good idea, but I do have the focus. So people can make these elemental focuses, and if you hold them in your offhand, and when you do that, they are a light source already. So the idea was you would have a focus in one hand, and then your staff in the other, and then that way, as you're attacking, it has a chance, the focus has a chance to make creatures drop additional fragments. Yeah, target creature when hit by magic has a chance of dropping a fragment of fire, and then the drop chance depends on the damage done, right? So this is supposed to be your way to start farming through killing things, so you're not, like, dependent on rifts. Although, with the new remakes, does it make sense to even have the focus? I'm not sure. I am not sure if that would make sense. Because honestly, I don't think anyone really... I've never seen anyone talk or use the focus item. Does it make sense to have the focus still? Should it be something like, you know, brilliance, right? Lunar magic that makes your staff glow at night. But then the other part of that, too, is you have to think, well... Is it worth it, right? Because you can make an oil lamp really easily, right? Lantern, oil lamp. And then once you get that, right, you just need animal fat. Find an animal. And then you have a permanent offhand light source anyways. You know what I mean? I like these ideas. I want to make sure that they do something unique. We'll put that right there. Perfect. And then natural glow spawns 4 or 5 glow worms if light levels are below 5 on any hanging surface. You know, the sad part is, this is where my inexperience comes in. I don't think I've really seen the glowworms. I don't think I've seen them here. I just haven't seen them like in caves, you know, like I've seen them like that. That's what I've seen them like. So we could pretend, right? I do like that idea. Having it to where you could, like, spawn these. Ooh. Definitely neat. Boozy! Ah! Permanent light, now we're talking. That's what she said. Yay! I knew I would make you happy. Welcome back, friend. Welcome back, Moozy. The mean old vice can't hurt you anymore. So I like the idea of lunar magic. You know, that could be something that I could pepper. And then the other thing is, okay, so we have this thing called lunar magic, right? Because that would open up other types of magic too, like blood magic, you know, things like that. So at what level, what magic tier would the system open up at? And then how would you perform this stuff? Because these items right now, like the lunar bridge, right? That's pretty much, that's a utility block, right? That would make a bridge, right? Like a you know, lunar exchange. I missed that one. Gold to silver. That's more like a creation magic, right? So that would be something that you would do in a ritual anyways, if I had something like that. Which I could, if that's a real thing. That's like, oh, it would be nice to be able to turn gold nuggets into silver nuggets or something. you know, at a certain rate, I can just add that as a world magic array. Then you do your creation array, you throw out the gold nugget or two or whatever, and then you cast transmutation on it, and it would convert it to silver. See, like, how would you perform feats of lunar magic? Is it gonna be like world magic? You know, would it be like a new system altogether? Because I remember the lunar magic mod for Minecraft, and I thought it was a cool idea. Like, I haven't fully used it, but I thought it was cool where, like, you would have, like, the stars, and you have to, like, you know, do your astrology and everything. But I understand I can't have something like that because that is a separate mod. Right? Separate mod, separate theme. Alright, I'm gonna buy YouTube, I think. And, like, subscribe so I can not have ads ever again. Right after the stream, I'm doing it. Totally doing it. So, I mean, that's the big thing, right? How do you make something? Because lunar magic seems like it should be a lateral thing. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a fire mage, an arcane mage, if it's something, it'd be something independent of elements. So, and I am on board with something cool. Like, maybe lunar magic it looks like a magic station, right? Maybe it could be a certain kind of magic station that you can, I don't know, right? Does it look like a ritual altar? Do you make inscriptions like, I want to do the lunar magic blank, right? You know, whatever the spell is. I have to wait for it to be nighttime. Maybe it has to be like in open air to nighttime. You know, but I would just need, like, ideas for, like, the vehicle, right? Like, how do you interact with it in a fun way that doesn't seem like it's going to be tedious? Because, I mean, maybe it is world magic. But maybe it's world magic that you would put, you know, like an altar or something down instead of a mana torch, right? You would put, like, the lunar pedestal down. I literally only came up with the inspiration based on your talk of lunar stones. Yeah, I mean, and, you know, that's the thing, right? Like, if I can get input on, like, a fun thing, like, oh, yeah, you know, there's a new kind of array you could do at night. You know, but it's only at night, and it does, you know, even if it's just 2 to 3 neat things, and I can put it in as a system, right? Just a couple neat things that you could only do at night. Maybe you could only do it during a full moon, right? Because I can tap into the phases of the moon, so it's got to be nighttime, and it's got to be a full moon, and then that's your window to do lunar magic. Maybe that's how you can make the, you know, the moonlight bridge block, or, you know. Because let's pull up some gears here, right? So, I mean, it could be something. Right? You know, I can have some kind of unique pattern. See, this would be like sun, right? Right? So that feels more like the sun to me. Technically, if I want to keep it in a 5x5 like everything else. I don't know, right? Come up with something unique. My Knight. I love that Kirby. That's good. That's good. Yeah, so I mean, you know, let's keep the ideas open. If we can think of something cool, and that's the thing. I don't really know much about, like, the lunar magic mod, the astral, whatever it's called for Minecraft. I you know, and like blood magic, right? Like, some of those mods don't really work in this mod, mainly because if you actually look at, like, because I looked at blood magic for rituals, and when you really look at it, it's just a completely different type of spellcasting system, right? You're sacrificing things, but really, it's essence, right? or, you know, witchery, right? They have their rituals, but a lot of what makes that ritual system decent, and then the altar for like blood magic, is the fact that, you know, the way you interact to get another resource. I don't, you know, I already have Nexus, right? I already have Essence as like the resource to use, right? So it takes, when you strip all that stuff out, and then you start looking at, well, what does the blood magic rituals do? There's only like one or two decent, like, okay things. The rest are like kind of shitty, right? You know, because they're generating essence, which I already have my version of essence. They call it life points, right? This music is just fire, right? And pretty good music. It's pretty good. You know, and like witchery, right? You know, they have a pretty decent altar system. You do like the multi-block building, and then you can like hex people, some like one tiny part of it, but a lot of this stuff, it's like water divination, and you know, it's like it doesn't really work, right? It's not really worth the build-up to do it. Now, if it was its own system, sure, let's go all Hogwarts, but I already have synthesis for item creation. I already have the essence system, right? So it's like, what with the lunar system, it could be maybe at midnight, only certain transmutation world magic arrays become available at night. And I'm cool with that. You have world magic, and then you have lunar magic. So really, yeah, we just have to think about, you know, what that would look like, when it would unlock. All right, now that we're talking about all that, let's continue on this spell list, because I got a lot of stuff to do here. Right, we got Rust Riposte. Oh, actually, it's not Rust Riposte anymore. It would be copy, paste, cut, paste. That's what it would look like. Oops. So we would have Spike Shield, copy. So this would be Spike Shield. Spike Shield 2, Corpse Explosion 2, and then we would have our Novas. Cut. Oh my god, I hate when it does that. Jesus Christ. Cut, and...
Do you need fiber optic patch cables?
Do you need fiber optic patch cables? You need to kiss my ass. Play the music. Did I ask for fiber optic patch cables? No, I didn't. Lunar is just a type of world magic in the end. Well, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, it could be a specific kind of world magic that only triggers at night, with a certain, like, maybe it could have its own little altar block, right? So think of something, you know, like this. You would make your special pattern, and, you know, you would throw whatever stimulus or whatever you want, cast transmutation on it at night. And, you know, it's just, that's the avenue for it. But what does it do? You know what I mean? Because I do like the idea of the bridge, but that could totally be a type of utility block, right? It's basically this block here, just vertical. So, right, so... But I like those ideas. Maybe it shoots out... Oh, you know what? It could be similar to like this, right? You would put the block down, and then you would put the runestone in a certain place, and then it would fire the bridge out, you know, so far while it's lit. But you know what I mean? But that's that, and maybe you know, something like that, having it be like a lunar bridge, like, I don't know. I want to theme everything, but remember, I also get the feedback from people where they're like, your mod's too hard, you know? This doesn't make any sense. Why do I have to do something unique to make another utility block? It's just a bridge, bro. I get a lot of that feedback, too. So, I'm just trying to get ahead of it. I do, you know, now that you said it, though, I do like the idea of lunar magic. I think that could be a really freaking cool thing. And I would want something different depending on like the phase of the moon. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like the challenge. Yeah, I think I have to force Caddy to put the mod back in. There's a lot of things in this upgrade. Everything's being shifted around in this one. If it's complicated, you have to find out how it works. And that's what I thought too. Like, that's the fun of it, but people don't feel that way. Haters gonna hate, yeah. Just don't play, man. I've actually told people like that. I'm like, you know what? You can make a magic mod. Like, I fully endorse you learning how to mod to spite me and make a magic mod that competes with mine. Because you know what? Now I potentially have another magic mod that I could use. Like, I want Thaumcraft. I want, you know, Ars Magica. I want all of these fun mods. Like, come on. Make some magic mods. It won't hurt my feelings at all. Fun and good or way personal concepts. Yeah, like Botania, right? Or yeah, the Botania mod. Wasn't that it? It was just using flowers and stuff for, like, you know, nature power, right? But that was a pretty cool mod themed idea too. Yeah. They just don't have the nerve to do it. Botania is chill. Yeah, right? Like, I would love, you know, more mods like that. I want to learn to mod VS. Haven't gotten there yet. That's another reason why I do this stuff, because people seeing my coding and the process and making a mod, kind of hoping to, you know, maybe inspire others. Botania is a tech mod according to its dev. Tech magic, right? Science magic, it's all the same thing, depending on your point of view. You know, if there's magical particles and you're using plants as a basic, or as a basis to do things, and you have things like a staff in there, I'm sorry, you could say anything you want, it's a magic mod to me. Right? I would love someone to do like a Thaumcraft. That'd be pretty awesome. Nice, good old Thaumcraft mod. Blame Vasky. Imagine we could annoy mod creators of Botania, Thaumcraft, etc. to make a vintage story version. I think in time, a lot of those major, you know, like, eventually so much is going to happen in Minecraft to where people are just done. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm here and not modding for Minecraft, because this is more fun to mod with. It's just my opinion. It's a better game to mod for. I'm still thinking of lunar magic now. Like, what would make sense, right? All this is too busy. Maybe for lunar magic I could have it be outside the little 5x5. Make something unique. Technomancy. Rustbound has actually been compared to Thaumcraft. Really? I mean, I guess with all my magic stations, maybe. All right. What was I working on before all of this stuff? Oh, that's right, the spells. Here, let's continue this, because if I can get the spell list done, I can start actually migrating this logic to the grimoires, and then I could be done for realsies. Let's copy all of these spells and put them in here, right here, right here. All right, so we would have Plunder. This would be Plunder 3. Oh, ads. Stop punishing me. Beep, beep. There we go. So we'd have Butchery 2. So we have Butcher, Excavation, and Heal. Butcher. That's right. We would have to reorganize some of this. cut and paste, prosperity and revive, cut and paste. Regeneration, that would be regeneration 1. So is this what it is? So after agility, it would be nourishing aura. And then I believe it would be these these spells here. Nourishing aura, rapid shot. Yeah, nourishing aura, rapid shot. All the way down to Tinker, and then we would have the Butcher 2, Excavation 2, Heal 2. So Butcher 2. This would be Heal 2, and then we would have Excavation 2. And then I would unlock the Regeneration spell. Maybe put it right there. We would have the new Velocity spell. Oh, and for Tier 4 magic, I want to make new Grimoires as well. I want to put Spirit. You know what? Maybe I could have Spirit Grimoires, because I wanted to make some like Spirit of Wolf, Spirit of Bear, Spirit of Ox. And what those would be is they would be buffs, but it would be a combination of these attributes, right? So maybe Spirit of Wolf would be run speed increase, mixture of some silent steps, right? So your aggro range is lower. Maybe something with like maybe a slight version of strengthen. And then you'd have like Spirit of Bear, which would have a high strengthen spell. You know, maybe agility, right? So you can run around with heavy armor, right? You know, so a combination of the spells. So you don't have to, and maybe if I lock this stuff into lunar magic in a certain higher tier, I could have it surpass these as well. Right? So it's just like a bunch of beefy spells right up top. Spirit of Eagle would be like maybe rapid shot, like a beef form of rapid shot. Maybe some minor swiftness in there, right? Something like that. Spirit of Drifter. Agree. I don't like any of the new Minecraft stuff. Yeah. Every update makes the Java version more unstable. Yeah, and worse in the end. Not only that, there's the big divide too, right? Because Forge was a pretty major modding API. And then most of the people finally said, you know, a big FU to that Lex dickhead, right? And then they're doing Neo Forge, but that's a new project, right? So it's like, well, what do you make mods for? You know? So you lose that, and then yeah, Microsoft is slowly choking out the Minecraft modding community. Every update, I shouldn't have to rebuild my mod from scratch. Well, sorry for the tangent. You know what, Cleric, though? Craft, I like tangents. Because since you brought that up, I'm now thinking about how I can introduce, you know, lunar magic. Microsoft kills, period. Yes, it does. Freaking Microsoft. Our lords, right? Our overlords, Microsoft. Alright, I think that is all of the... Yeah, that's all of the alteration spells right there. So that's a decent amount of invocation spells, a decent amount of alteration spells. Oh, these are some of my other ideas. Temperance, summoning ore blasting bombs. Preservation is in? Shit, did I put the preservation spell in? Yeah, okay, that's enchantment. Sweet. Alright, let me start copying this stuff. Let's pull over all of these now. So those are all of the resist spells. Then we got Equilibrium, Befriend Animal. So we got those two right there. Three. And then we got Fertilize 3. Boom. Fertilize 3. So I think I'm all caught up here. Yeah, and then we would have Featherfall, Growth. Those are standalones. We would have Beast Sense, Polymorph, Preservation, and Fly for the new ones. Bring those over. Maybe, oh, wait, I've been telling that for a long time. I'm always called chaotic and conspiracy theorist, but it's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, well, they have the other versions of Minecraft, and they want you to play those in their environment. But I don't think they realize that the base Minecraft game sucks. Like, without mods, I couldn't play Minecraft. Even with mods, it's hard to go back to Minecraft. I still remember looking at, like, the trees, right, on this mountain, and I'm like, what the fuck are those blocks? They were leaf blocks. I'm used to my leaves moving. I'm spoiled now. I'm used to wind, right? There's no problem been through with my micro that hasn't died long term. Oh, there's no program that's been bought. Yeah. Maybe a spell where mining speed is faster? That's already in the game. That is excavation. Putting the excavation buff on you increases your mining speed. So if you have excavation and then you put prosperity on yourself, you could mine ore faster than any ores that you break. You actually get 50% more for having that buff. So you can really break some nodes and get a lot of good loot from it. It's not dying. It's just the modded part. Well, when that goes, right? I think Minecraft will be around for a while, but a lot of modders are going to start looking to other games. Like, honestly, I wanted to mod Hytale. If that game ever came out, I would probably give it a try still, but, I mean, the game's become like a vaporware joke. It looks badass, but, you know, better sign up. It's been like that forever. Let me look at their blog posts, right? Winter 2023. 6 months ago. November 30th, 2023. Kind of a dead game for me. That was the only other one on the horizon for me. Alright, we got all of these spells to bring over as well. Alright, copy and paste. So I would need Summon Light. This version of Summon Light. And then we gotta rename it Summon Light 3. Surface Ascent would be this one right here. Surface Ascent 3. Yep. And then we would have Kindle 2, which would be this. And then we would have Duplicate, Blink, Rift Walker, Summon Portal, and Summon Void Vault. There we go. I think this is the new spell list. Boom! Yeah, every update, they just added more things for me to ignore. Man, let me tell you, 1.7.10 and 1.12.2 were like the best versions for the modding stuff. Yeah, but even if we only care about modded, we are nothing on the big picture. Yeah, I mean, they got into education. They have their other sources, their other streams of revenue. They don't necessarily have to have a Java edition. If they just built a modding API instead of allowing their community to do it, I mean, they got the money. They could totally do it. Yeah, they could. Yeah, those are the kings for mod. Yeah, exactly. I started at 1.7.10 making Minecraft mods. But, yeah. Modded doesn't exist compared to vanilla. Yeah, they're kind of doing that. Well, they need to really do that, right? Not kinda or anything. If they want people like me to, like, come back, well, they gotta sweeten the pot, right? I gotta sweeten it a little bit. I hate ads. So I think all of this stuff. What's in the plan? What's in the plan? Super jump. I'm not sure how to do that. Blink. I already have in Rust Cone, Water Walking, Levitate, Spirit of Wolf. So that's the spirit magic. Endless Intellect. That was my KEI, my EverQuest idea, along with Temperance. Yeah, 1.16.5 I think is another decent one. Like it's okay. It's okay. 1.12.2 and 1.7.10 were like, it's hard to compare those two. So that's what I'm hoping, that this game kind of, you know, it's got a great foundation. Some of the way biomes are, it's kind of weird, you know, because there aren't really biomes. It's just generation, like random seed generation. There's no like tundra biome or anything. That doesn't exist. Oceans are just inverted mountains pretty much, right? So how do you specify something spawns only in an ocean biome, right? You can't. And like then spawn, you know, like things spawning, like you can't lock them to a certain biome. It's just like, oh, in a certain temperature, minimum, maximum temperature in a bush, right? It doesn't really exist. And we don't have like multiple dimensions too. If this game like decided to come up with new worlds that you could spawn, geez, man, let people like make a Twilight Forest for this game. Please. Like it's gonna help the game overall, right? Like bring more people into it. This is a good game. I like it. Or else I wouldn't be modding for it. They're worried. They're too worried on the kids' part, so I don't want to be responsible for anything. Yeah, well. What about us grown-up kids? Their Bedrock modding API works by them having to approve every single mod. Yeah, that's stupid. You know, like, obviously you may want to filter some things, but... Hey, Severed Skulls! How's it going? Hi, Dervice. Wonder how you could do the multi-world aspect of that. I have no idea. I think it would require you to, like, save the world data differently to be able to support new dimensions. That's way above my pay grade, which I get almost nothing for doing this. I get a mod that I could use in my server. That's all. Speaking of kids, how's the little one? He is that little guy is taking firmware upgrades like weekly, sometimes daily. Every day waking up, it's like your speech is better, right? Like mannerisms, like watching his personality unfold. It's fantastic. Being a father is like the best thing that I've done in my life. It's awesome. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I can only hope that, you know, he has a child one day so he can, you know, he can kind of experience what I have. You're a father? Yeah, I am. I'm a papa. Yes, I am. I feel you. Mine turns 2 in a few weeks. Personality is starting to show, attitude coming in. Yeah, the terrible 2s hit a little because he goes to daycare, so he was with a bunch of like 2 to 3 year olds. So he learned tantruming pretty early on. Damn other kids. But yeah, the fuck did I miss when I wasn't in stream? Well, yeah, it's I've been. So my little one is gonna be 2.5 coming up in like a month. He's into it, right? He's a lot of no's, trying to, you know, he barks commands. Daddy, sit. It's like, all right, I'll sit on the couch. But not because you said so, because Daddy wants to sit on the couch. It's awesome though. It is awesome. And for some reason, it doesn't talk about Baby Triangle anymore. Yeah. It's been a while. Well, you know, I don't need to talk about my child all the time. I'm here to play games, right? Or to do some modding, unwind a little bit. Mine does the same thing. Even does the hand patting. Yeah, mine does too. Mine's like, Daddy, sit, and he'll point to where he wants me to sit, or I'm like, okay, sure. Told me about his dream today. He dreamt of a fire truck, and then he was in a police car, and like, wow. He's like so happy. He's like, yeah. I'm like, wow, you took another upgrade. You're like telling me about your dreams. I didn't even know you dreamt, really. I thought you just said yes and agreed with every question I asked you. This was impromptu. All right. To be honest, I want to be a father when I'm older. It's different, right? Like when you talk, like, it seems like guys are a little different, right? Like, let me skip this ad. Father's Day gift. It's a big life change. Like, you can't be you can't be as greedy with your time and selfish with your time. But what you lose in the short term, right? Because when the baby's small, right? The name of the game is keep the child alive, right? Keep them fed. You learn how terribly you eat, having to make sure your child's eating every day, like cooking them food. Suddenly calories and what they're eating matters. It's a lot of changes, but the benefits you get from it, like when the first time you hear it and you're like, I love you, honey, and they say they love you too, it's like, oh my god. Like the cuddles and everything, it is so worth it. I just had 3 weeks of him doing sleep regression and moving out of his crib and going to his bed in his room, like a lot of changes. 3 weeks of 2 to 3 hours of sleep at a time. He slept great last night. It was amazing. I could still say it has been immensely worth it. It's so worth it. Yeah, you only hear the good parts. Actually, depending on who you talk to, you hear the bad parts. Like, I've had coworkers that told me not to get married. It ruined your life. Don't have children. I will say someone who is so I will say this, like, my family life is a little different than a lot of other people's. I've had my mother tell me not to have children because it will ruin your life forever. Right? It's just like, Jesus Christ, like, hi to you too. But it doesn't, like, it doesn't do that. It's like the best thing that, it's a mini you. Like, some of his mannerisms, like, cramming things into his mouth, like the way he eats and stuff, I'm like, holy shit, that's what I do too. I'm glad to see it's hereditary, right? Yeah, thanks, Mom, right? I think that's actually what I said to her when she said that. She's like, oh, well, you know what I mean. I'm like, well, yeah, I know what you mean because you just said it. Like, how am I supposed to take that? Thanks. Yeah, I gotta. There was a lot of learning that I had to do. Like, I mean, a child seat. I'm like, what do you need a child seat for? Because I remember, I remember ducking down into the wheel well, right, and sitting on the floor. Keep your head down so the cops don't see. You know what I mean? It's that kind of rough and tumble. So I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, let's get a car seat right away. Like, yeah, it's yeah, and I mean, just it's an incredible thing having a child. It's the best thing ever. Love it. I would not even on the hardest days, I don't regret anything. Yeah, are people disagreeing? Yeah, like how to raise kids and stuff. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of people having a kid not being able to do things or something. Yeah, I mean, it is different, right? Like with a little kid, I just can't take a trip to, overseas or anything, right? Like that kind of stuff, you get that time back as they start to be more independent. And then it's just, everything just becomes better, But it's not like it's bad before. Like, I wasn't exactly taking overseas trips anyways, right? But yeah, you have to plan stuff. Everything does take longer, right? Trying to usher out a child when you got to be somewhere on time. You just got to start planning like 15 minutes early. When you go out to eat, bring the snacks that your kid likes, you know? Like, I used to get him, you know, little things of fruit and stuff, you know, just like, that's what he ate. It was mac and cheese. That's what he wanted. It's wonderful, though. Yeah, you have to learn to not be selfish. That's exactly it. I knew before I was selfish with my time, and then you get to a point when you're like, you know what? I wanna have a child, right? Want to experience it. Maybe go early enough you can fit into a carry-on. The ticket's free. Yeah, no. And I think a lot of those people too, they weren't ready to have kids. They just wanted to have the fun of having a kid. And then when the Oopsie Baby came out, they weren't ready to like give up their, you know, their time to be with their child. And it's kind of the reason why, like, I get told a lot, like, oh, you're gonna be babysitting your child? You're such a good dad. Wow. And I'm like, it's not babysitting if I'm watching my own child. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean babysitting? You know, if you're a halfway decent dad, everyone treats you like you're, you know, oh my god, it's like, oh, I'm sorry I'm not glued to an Xbox as a deadbeat, you know what I mean? Like, but I want to play with my kid, you know? Like, can you stop giving me weird looks because I'm comforting my child because he was upset and I'm giving him a hug? Like, you don't have to look at me in a weird way, you know what I mean? It's like, it's weird. It's weird. Feels like so much harder to be financially ready nowadays. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? And that's, I wanted to make sure I was financially ready too. But I mean, they're, you know, sure, it's like you get like the diapers and everything, it costs money, but you make it work. You make it work. Let me tell you, the first shit explosion damn near broke my spirit. I will say that. The shit all over, and I was by myself, and he's on my lap, and I'm like, it's on my pants, it's on my shirt, it's all up my arm, it's all over him. What do I do? You know? But the little things like that, now it's like, I change diapers hella fast. You know what I mean? TMI. You know what, Bernardo? It's life, right? Sometimes the lion chases down and kills the gazelle. Sometimes your kid will have a shit explosion, right? It happens.
This is the Handyman, the new compact face shaver from Manscaped. Its innovative dual-blade design trims.
They must know I have facial hair. They must know that I'm potentially male and I have facial hair. Wow. I don't think you can do anything to make uninsured C-section bill over 100K work. Yeah, right. Luckily insurance covered like almost the full cost of like the child coming, all the hospital-y stuff. Yeah, shit happens. Yeah, literally. All right. What am I working on, everyone? I've been flying around. What am I? Okay, I have everything migrate. Okay, let me go through the list here. The utility blocks have been redesigned. They are redesigned. We have a new idea for making a bridge utility block, so that's good. We migrated the magic stations over to the new names, the new types. Now, okay, we can go through the tiers here. What? Can I have 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. I got 5 minutes, everyone. 5 minutes. So you unlock like magic like normal. So I think all of tier 1 is done. Oculus Synthesis, we readjusted all the recipes. That's something that we need to do in the item, the runic scroll. This needs to change. tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. I need to comment this out, I believe, because you would have been able to learn spells at tier 1 with the runic scroll if I did not cut that out. Perfect. So that should stop everything dead. Right? Does it stop it? Yeah, that should. You aren't able to use this magic. Your magic's too low. Yet it does it anyways. Great. All right, I'm going to have to redesign this. If you're talking to me, yes. If Vice, believe so. Wait. Shappens. Wait, you're in America, right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am in the US. Stops around breaking trees. Wait. That stops around, working on that thing. You know, the dinosaur. Oh, yeah. We need to have a session, Vexus, where we can start putting, start increasing the creature's capabilities. We got to do that. Can we schedule some time to do that, like one of these nights? Yes, I'm from America. Medical bills. Don't have that problem in Germany. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a time to just devote to doing that. So I gotta change this because I think I'll be able to learn a spell, right? Yep, I learned the Reap spell. I'm tier 1. That should not be the case. So let me make a list here. So my to-do, get rid of all of this. Runic scroll redesign. I'm just gonna redesign the whole thing because we have these new runic scrolls now. Alright, so all of the other stuff should be done in tier 1. Tier 2 should be done as well. That's when you're going to use the runic scrolls, so that would be done. The spell forge would open up. Yep, beyond your comprehension. I'm tier 1. Excellent. And then tier 3, and then tier 4 is still empty, but it's a continuation of the other things, so you'll get more powerful spells. Sweet. So that's really where I'm at. I need to redo the runic scroll redesign, and then I need to review spell spreadsheet. I could do that off the stream because I'm going to live stream a little later today, maybe. It depends on if Vexus is available or not. Although I do want to just get the Grimoire stuff done to get the new version out. I don't know. We shall see there. And then rearrange spells / grimoires. Those are the last things I need to do. And then the 2.0 update of this mod is done. Damn, that's so awesome. That is so awesome. World Magic. If anyone has any World Magic array ideas, or Lunar Magic array ideas, let me know. Let's find someone to raid. Twitch.tv. Because I have to go pick up an ice cream cake. Who is playing Vintage Story? Hey, there's only 4 people. Haha, that's why I have so many people in here. I see. We got Mopies, we got Durag, and we have Faster Than Yours. I think I'll give Mobius the raid here. been a while since I got to catch a stream, and it's over already. Hey man, I've been streaming on and off since like what 10 today, like almost 6 hours. I took like a 1 hour break in there. But time control, I don't know if you have something like that already to make daytime or something like that. I did have an idea for like World Magic to do something like that, but the problem is that is a spell that I could see a lot of people disabling because people can, you know, grief it. You know what I mean? Because that's something that's like changing the rift activity, you know, globally. Like if someone could always change it to apocalyptic, they would. If someone could always change it to calm, they would. You know what I mean? So it's hard to do things like that with like a day-night cycle. Like how do you put in a type of time control that wouldn't piss off most people? You know what I mean? I've been thinking about it. I don't have a good solution to it because I don't want to have a solution of like, well, make it to where people could disable it. It's like, well, I don't want people to disable parts of my magic mod, right? I need to find the right balance to, you know what I mean? To kind of do that, right? So, yeah. All right, we are going to raid this person here, Mobius. Yeah, see, a global cooldown? I don't have a global cooldown system, so I would have to make another magic system to do that. And then it's like, and then how do you do a global cooldown? Is it per tick? If you sleep throughout the night, does that time count? Like there are different ways to do like that kind of tick. And then I would have to do a global cooldown based on the spell, right? I would have to flag someone to say, oh, they used you know, Cloudbreaker, or they made it storm, or, you know, something like that, right? They just set it to nighttime, and then someone else comes and set it to daytime, right? And then they have to wait so many amount of seconds or however many personal ticks to do it again. I don't know. It is an idea. I just don't know how to implement it in a way that's not going to be annoying for people and make it broken, right? But either way, thank you everyone for watching. I need to go pick up an ice cream cake. I'm going to be migrating to the real Discord, like my Discord, instead of the Vintage Story one, so I have more control over it. And so I could talk about my other mods too. But thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch y'all later. Bye.